Devin Hester, you are ridiculous.
The Bears are who we thought they were. And that's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, you crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Shut up. See that? That's your IQ, buddy. 0.
Hungry Chicago, finally champions on this January day in New Orleans.
This is the Barely Qualified Podcast with your hosts, Nick Labris, Jason Maxwell, and Drew Bailey.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Barely Qualified. My name is Nick Labris, and with me, as always, is Drew Bailey and Jason Maxwell. And boys, we're here. We have made it. Rubber match, third time's the charm, Three's Company, Trilogy, whatever you want to call it. Bears-Packers match up for the third and final time this season with all the marbles on the line. This is without a doubt the most important Chicago Bears game in 15 years. I would love nothing more than to sit here and exclaim my utmost confidence in the Bears this weekend. However, my feelings for this game are a toxic mix of confidence and fear. I am kind of in the middle. I don't really know how to describe it. Guys, this is all I can think about right now. This game, I can't stop thinking about it. I just want to fast forward to Saturday at 7 p.m. We have a lot to talk about. Also, boys, this is our first Bears playoff game as a podcast, which is kind of exciting. So that's fun. So we have a lot to talk about. But before we get into all that, the Barely Qualified Podcast is proudly fueled by the fizz of Glen Rock Pop, Lake County's legendary soda revival. Crafted with pure cane sugar, poured into classic glass bottles, and bursting with nostalgic flavor, Glen Rock is more than a drink. It's a hometown icon. Whether you're sipping on orange, cream soda, or my personal MVP, the all-new lime, Glen Rock is bringing the joy back to every corner of Lake County. You want to catch their pop-up trailer in action? Follow Glen Rock Pop on Facebook for their latest event stops. Ready to stock up? Head to glenrockpop.com to find retailers near you. From tailgates to game days, Glen Rock Pop is the ultimate sideline sip. Don't just drink, celebrate. So, boys, let's dive right into it. Bears-Packers. This is it. This is the big one. Bears-Packers, NFC wildcard playoffs, Saturday night, 7 p.m., Amazon Prime Video. So for all of our listeners out there, make sure you're ready with your Amazon Prime Video package set up. It won't be on traditional cable. Bears are plus 1.5. I believe that's correct. Is that still the case? I've seen the line kind of go back and forth a little bit. It looks like that is still the case. So the Bears are still 1.5, over under 45.5. Bears are currently plus 100 money line. Oh, excuse me. So, guys, I mean, I said it in my little my little opening spiel. I can't think about anything besides this game. This is consuming every thought of mine. I'm having trouble sleeping at night because I can't stop thinking about this game. I don't know, before we dive into storylines and all that stuff, where are you guys at mentally right now? Drew, where are you? How do you feel about this game? What's going on in your head right now?
Yeah, I'm with you, Nick. I don't know how to feel. I just want to feel it now. I want it to be here every minute of every day and just be in playoff football, because we haven't been since 2018.
No, technically in 2020 we went to the playoffs, but it wasn't really a play. We got killed by the Saints and
But more than that, I want this game. I want the Bears. I want the Packers. The two games that we played this season have been two of the highlights of the year, and feeling good on this podcast talking about it. It's Bears Packers, man, and in the playoffs, it doesn't get better than this. So this is without a doubt what's going to consume the next 54 hours until kickoff.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay, where are you at, man?
So I suppose my analogy for my feelings this week are a 10-year-old going to Six Flags and being in line for like Raging Bull or a big roller coaster for the first time, where it's you're seeing it and you're waiting for an hour and vibes are really high and you're like, this is going to be the best. I cannot wait for this to happen. And then as you creep through the line and then you're next to go, you're a little scared. It's like, I don't know if I want this to happen. You know what I mean? And that's
Yes.
kind of where I'm at. I'm actually in the fear zone right now.
Yep.
Nick, you've been saying it all season long, but it's like it's the dog and the newspaper and
Yeah.
all of that. The script has played out one too many times.
Yep.
And I don't recall ever being on the right side of it. So
Yeah.
all of my optimism is basically out the window at this point. And that's not in a negative way. It's just realistically what I feel. I want to be optimistic at game time. I'm going to be on the roller coaster. I'm going to be right back there. I'm going to be having the time of my life. Not right now, not today. I'm just thinking of everything that can go wrong, that might go wrong, and all of those things. And that's really where I'm at. And I hate it. I love it. But I'm scared as hell, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll take this over talking about, who we're going to hire for our next coach or any of that stuff right now. It was very nice to have Black Monday come and go and not have to worry about anything. That's always nice to, we got a playoff game. So I don't think it'd be overstressed. I mean, when the Bears and the Packers have only played in the playoffs twice in the history of the NFL, and that's crazy because they've both been around since the beginning. Both of their matchups this year have been absolute classics, coming down to the last 30 seconds, the last play of the game, overtime. Bears lose at 28-21 in Green Bay on week 14 on that interception in the end zone with like 24 seconds left in the game. And then obviously the Bears win that game in week 16 in Chicago. They score a touchdown on fourth down to Jade Walker, then the deep throw to DJ Moore to seal it in overtime. Just two of the best games of the season, and we got a third one coming. So, Drew, you mentioned in here, not only is it 1-1 in the season this year, but they actually both, like I said, the Bears have played the Packers twice in the playoffs. Each team has won one of the playoff games. The Packers won some meaningless game in 2011, while the Bears won the important one in 1941, as we know. Who could forget? No, but it's interesting that the Bears and Packers have played the most out of any NFL team, but this is only their third playoff matchup. Also, interestingly enough, all three playoff matchups will be in Chicago, which is crazy too. We've never played a playoff game in Green Bay against the Packers, so that's kind of wild.
That is cool.
Nor has Jordan Love.
Correct. Jordan Love has never played in a game at a playoff game at Lambeau Field. He's also never won his division. But
yeah. Fuck you.
I digress. So, speaking of Bears Packers playoffs, though, a little interesting piece of trivia that Drew dug up earlier today, which I appreciate you looking up. Both times that the Bears and Packers have played in the playoffs, the winner of that game has won the championship, whatever you want to call it, that season. Obviously, 1941, there weren't Super Bowls yet. But yeah, so I think the winner of this game has the inside track at the Super Bowl.
Only can be that way.
I think so. I think even when you're not a Bears or a Packers fan, maybe minus like Vikings fans, I do think seeing a Bears-Packers playoff game is something that's pretty cool. It probably moves the needle a little bit. You see two classic teams playing in the playoffs. I know that I like to see classic teams play in the playoffs, even when it's not the Bears, right? Like, I think that's cool. I like stuff like that. And it's just, I don't know. It's terrifying. Like, I can't stop thinking about how scared I am, but also confident at the same time. But like I said at the beginning, I keep going back and forth. Right now I'm on the scared train with Jay, but it'll change a few times before kickoff, though, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We're
not in a position where it's inevitable that we'll lose. And that's nice.
Correct. Yes.
You know what I mean?
We have a fighting chance.
We have a real chance. I mean, we have a coin flips chance.
That's a good point. Yeah. You're right.
And I'll take that. As Bears fans, my God, that's a good feeling to have. but I know that there's something lingering that's like, oh, we can't start slow. We gotta, we gotta go. And that's the fear.
Well, according to Dan Orlovsky, the Bears do not have a coin flip chance. I don't know if you saw this clip going viral from whatever ESPN show he's on now. He went viral today for saying that the Bears do not have a chance and the Packers are going to win handily.
Yeah. Dan's getting force-fed lines to read. He's basically got someone's hand straight up his ass, and they just use him as a puppet. He's just trying to get clicks. So, Dan, fuck yourself.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Although, funny story about that, Dan actually wrote an article one time for ESPN about how he doesn't, for a better word, fuck himself on the road or anything like that because he views it as cheating on his wife. So he's a weird guy. He's a weird guy.
Yeah, okay.
Just want to throw that out there.
He ain't gooning in the hotel room.
Correct.
Only man in America to claim such a thing.
So yeah, it's I normally Bears Packers week. There's a lot of that negative media stuff. There's obviously the famous Monday night countdown graphic of 12 people saying Packers and Mike Ditka being the only person that had the Bears, that old from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But this year I feel like it's not that. I've seen both sides. I've seen Bears people think the Bears are going to win, people think the Packers are going to win. So I think that does go to your point, Jay, that this isn't like a normal Bears Packers game where we think we have a fighting chance and we believe kind of, but deep down we know we're probably going to lose. This feels different. Again, not saying that I feel like we're going to win for sure, but it feels like no one knows. This is a toss-up. It could be either team, and I wouldn't be surprised either way.
I agree.
Yeah. This isn't Aaron Rodgers Packers.
Correct. Yeah.
This is not Aaron Rodgers Packers, and I'm not afraid of Jordan Love is good-ish, but he's not Brett Favre. He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not the last two quarterbacks that they've had that are generational. It's a beatable team.
He's a guy,
and we have beat them already this year.
Yeah, he's no Malik Willis, that's for sure.
Insert clip from 3 shows ago.
Yeah. So for this, if we want to, let's start talking about the game a little bit itself, actually, instead of just the fun Bears Packers stuff. We are playing a game at Soldier Field on Saturday night. So one of the major keys for me is, the Bears have this tendency, especially the 2 games against the Packers, and then we saw it again last week against the Lions, where their offense just comes out of the gate dead and does not move the ball and looks like a team that is, I don't want to say, it just looks like they're not in it. They're not bought in yet. And I don't, in a playoff game, you just can't have that. You absolutely cannot have that. You cannot rely on a magic fourth quarter because playoff games are different. So I would love to see the offense come out and put up a touchdown the first drive. That would be cool. And I would love for that not to be their only touchdown of the game. I would like them to sustain offensive drives, put up points. I think points on every drive is the goal here. And I think that scoring the touchdowns to start is where you need to start.
I think, Nick, you're spot on. And that's very, very correct. I think I'll go so far as saying if the Bears score on their first possession, they're going to win the game. And that's just going to set the table and set the tone because they just seem to build off of the momentum of scoring once and then they can do it again. And we've seen it time and time again. It takes to the second quarter, the third quarter, and then they kind of click. And they just got to click right away. So if they can score on that first drive, I think the Bears win the game.
Yeah, and I think too, on top of that, what we've seen a lot out of the last 3 divisional games, 2 against the Packers, 1 against the Lions, is they're draining our defense and keeping our offense on the sidelines with either the first drive or the second drive. And it just absolutely it's a time suck and doesn't allow what I think is the best of our offense, just quick reaction, getting out there, being able to catch fire by a couple of quick plays or even get the run involved. Like when you start from behind, and we have in a lot of these last 3 divisional games, it's hard to get the run game started. and it's hard to have that same sort of mindset of we're going to ground and pound people and then let the pass develop. That's why I think in the playoffs, Ben Johnson, get some goddamn confidence, win the coin toss, and get the ball, and say you're going to fucking score. We want the ball, we're going to score, and then
Drew
subsequently throw a pick six.
Yeah, I like the first half of that plan for sure.
Yeah.
No, Drew, we've been at odds a little bit about you always want the ball to score first. I always think that it's a good idea to try and score at the end of the first half and then get the ball at the second half, kind of double up. But I actually agree with you in this game. I think if you win the toss and you receive that ball, I think that sends a message to everybody. And if you take that ball and you go down there and you score, I think it's a very psychological thing that, hey, we're not fucking around this game. We're here to play. So I wouldn't hate that. I think I'm actually in favor of that this week. So, but of course, if you do get the ball first, you can't throw a pick six, and you definitely can't go 3 and out. Like, it needs to be.
Yeah, that would just be flattening.
It's a real, it's a real gamble, because if you do come out go 3 and out, then yeah, it feels like the game's over the other way.
But this is the high stakes poker limit table, baby. I like that too, Drew. Let's go all in. Go all in, set the tone, see what we got.
Yeah. And that would, for me, that would just show Ben Johnson is showing confidence in himself, confidence in his play, his team, confidence everywhere. Like, so what, in the playoffs, sometimes the percentages, all of the high percentage, all those yields, they get thrown out, and you just got to play some cocky ball. You got to go for it. You got to do the things.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. And look, we all know that we're not in this point because of our defense. Yeah, they've been really good with turn the ball over this season, but besides that, they have been not good. And you put them out there first. If they don't get a turnover, then you can pretty much expect the Packers to go all the way down to the 10-yard line, and then it's a coin flip if they're going to get a field goal or a touchdown, or maybe they'll try and go for it on 4th down like they did last time. But you know that they're going to get a red zone appearance if they get the ball. Like, you just know that that's coming. So I don't think there's anything. I think, put some pressure on them. Go down there, score first. I think that is the play, because you put that defense out there, the crowd's going to be going nuts when they kick the ball, and then they just get deflated watching that defense give up 7, 8, 10 yards play. So yeah, throw the offense out there. Let's see what they got. So I agree with you. And then another thing, not only is this our first. This will kind of be the same thing, because Caleb started last year when we started this podcast. Not only our first playoff Bears game as a podcast, more importantly, Caleb Williams' first playoff game as a Chicago Bear. Hopefully first of many, I think. In the 2 games against the Packers this year, he's threw for 434 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 55% completion percentage, and 1 sack. That 1 sack, I believe, came in the first game when they did have Micah Parsons. He didn't get the sack, but he was on the field, I believe. Mm-hmm. I haven't looked at the numbers, but I can tell you from watching Packers games since the Micah Parsons injury, that defense is a different unit. They are not an elite unit anymore. They're still a good unit, but I would not put them in the elite category anymore. Micah Parsons is a big difference maker, and losing him definitely hurts. But I do think that this defense can get got. There's nothing on this defense that really scares you a ton. Like I said, Caleb has 1 interception in 2 games against them, and that was the last play of the first game. So there's plays to be made, and there's opportunities for plays. We just need to have a good game plan, execute them, and I don't think that the Packers defense is something you really have to worry about in this game. You don't have to worry about a pass rush. I don't think there's really much you just gotta get out there and do your thing and execute. That's really all it is, I think.
And Ben Johnson needs that Matt Nagy slogan on his play sheet. Be you, baby. I want him to just open it up and with a very liberal play call offensively.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe keeping the play where he directly snaps it under Komet's legs to Monunga, maybe keep that one out. But besides that, I think there's some good stuff there. we know from Ben Johnson's offensive coordinator days in Detroit, he's got a deep bag of tricks, and we've gone very low in the bag. There's stuff down there that he's been saving for a game like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a very high probability, and I think this is a talking point, Drew, you listed later, but I think that there's a very high probability that we're going to see some kind of trick play, whether it's a reverse or a flea flicker or a pass to Caleb or something of that. I think there's too much. I think that this is just what Ben Johnson wants to do. I think he's going to do it.
As long as Caleb is taking 100% of the snaps, I'm okay with any trick play that you want. Statue of Liberty, flea flickers, any of those. I don't want Kyle Monangai in the backfield Wildcat receiving a snap. He's 5'7", so no.
Yeah.
None of that.
Listed at 5'7".
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, to be fair, Kyle Monangai could have been 6'7". He wouldn't have caught that snap. that was really high up there. But, speaking of the running backs, they've had success against the Packers this season, but they haven't found the end zone, excuse me, which is kind of odd. They both average over 4.5 yards a carry against the Packers. Swift is 126 yards on 26 carries. Monangai, 106 yards on 23 carries. Those both average out to over 4.5 yards a carry. But neither of them found the end zone, which is kind of surprising because that's been the Bears' bread and butter this season. So I guess I'm going to stop here and ask a question. Do one of the running backs get in the end zone in this game? Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, I do. I think they're going to make it a very – if that's a betting prop, I would hammer it. I think they're going to make the running game a massive priority, and I think it's going to be able to be gotten. I really do. I see the Bears putting up at least 3 touchdowns. I would say 3 touchdowns, right? Actual touchdowns, not just scores, but actual touchdowns. And I think, I think there's 2 on the table for the running backs. I think the game plan, and it's supposed to be a little wintry mix, is going to be to run the ball and generate the play action off of that run. And I think they'll be successful in it. So I would say if the over under was 1.5 for total rushing touchdowns from running backs, I would take that.
Yeah. I definitely like it. So Kyle Monangai had found the end zone in weeks, I think that's 10 through 13. So 4 in a row. He's been held without a touchdown in the last 5. I think that's a betting prop right there that I like. I know Swift has gotten a lot of the touches in the red zone, which is interesting to me. But I like Kyle to score this week. I think there's going to be a lot of in the red zone or in goal to go situations. There's going to be a lot of pound the rock with Kyle, run hard through some people, as he has done against the Packers past.
You can get him at plus 200 to score to anytime touchdown this game, plus 1,100 to be the first touchdown scorer, plus 1,700 to score 2 touchdowns in this game.
Hey, there's some juice there.
If any of those tickle your fancy. Yeah, I agree. I think that I just talked about the trick plays. You're not going to do a ton of them. You're probably going to have, I would imagine, no more than 2, 3 at the absolute most. So I do think that the rest of this game is going to be a steady diet of running the ball right down your throat. And I think that's what they want to do in this game. That typically leads to a Monangai script, but also we've seen, Swift come in and get his carries as well when they go between the tackles. You just watch, God, if you want to feel pumped up, just go back and watch that Bears-Eagles tape again and just watch both of them just gash a good defense and just give you hope that the Bears can do that against anybody, because they really can, because Eagles are a good defense. Eagles defense is better than the Packers defense is right now. So if you could do that to them, you can do it to the Packers.
Yep.
In my opinion. So yeah, I would love to see a big game from the running backs. I'd love to see another, 200 rushing yard game from the Bears in this game and just absolutely own the clock and dominate this game. Leave that defense on the sideline. All of these things sound good to me.
Yeah.
But in terms of the other side of the ball, or the other people on offense, the wide receivers, the pass catchers, kind of like it's a very interesting group that we have this week, because obviously Luther Bird and Colson Loveland, they have been your 2 1 and 1A targets the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season. You got DJ Moore out there, who is is a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation going on, where he is very involved in the game plan and is still showing off that he's got his elite talent one week, and then he will have a catch for negative yards in another game, and also just not get targeted sometimes, or have one target, no catches. So it's just, and then also throw that in with the fact that Roma Dunze might be back in this game. So it's just kind of a weird up in the air passing game. Like, it's kind of nice because you don't know where the ball is going to go. Although I would bet you're going to see a lot of Luther Bird and a lot of Colson Loveland. They're the guys that have shown it. They're the ones that have proved it. They're the ones that have been Caleb's go-tos in the last month. And I am all for that. But of these wide receivers, throw Cole Kmet in there as well, the pass catchers. Who do you guys think is going to make the biggest difference in this game of the Bears pass catchers? Drew, who do you have in mind for this?
Yeah, I think it's going to keep rolling with Colson Loveland. He has been Caleb's number one target over the final 4 weeks. 23 catches, 278 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That put him in front of the Bears wide receiver leaders at the end of the regular season, which is pretty cool. But also he just seems like he's hitting his strides in route running, hitting his strides in being a safety net for Caleb.
Yeah.
And I feel like this game plan, in my eyes, sets up a lot for the tight ends, period. Luther's been great, and if you can get him the ball in space at least 2 times this game, that's what you want to see. But it sets up a lot for the tight ends, because it seems like you want to get the run game established and then the play action, and there's a lot of extra full sets that Ben Johnson runs out of with multiple tight ends, and that's going to be where Caleb, I feel, finds success. So Colston, I did have a little note down here that I am taking a Cole Kmet anytime touchdown because his sister does date Lucas Van Ness, and we don't like him, linebacker for Green Bay. But I have him finding the end zone this week plus 550. So get on that train too.
Yeah. Also, fun story that he was on. I think he was on The Score or ESPN 1000 or something like that. And he said that he doesn't talk to his sister during Packers week, which respect. That's good
As
for
he
him.
should.
Yeah, good for him.
Except for requests for tickets. He put that caveat in there. His sister did come to him to Cole Kmet for tickets because the Bears team gets better tickets than the Packers do. So, which I thought was kind of funny.
I'd say no.
Yeah, I would say no too.
Love my sister, but I'd say no.
Look, we all know Cole Kmet is a local guy from Barrington or something like that, I believe, somewhere out in western Lake County.
Yeah, it's
somewhere over there. It's kind of up in my neck of the woods, but not really. But he grew up in the Chicagoland area, assuming his sister grew up with him in the Chicagoland area. What are you dating a Packer for? What are you doing? That's crazy. Don't do that.
Treason.
So it's treason. It's treason then.
Well, Lucas Van Ness went to Barrington High School as well.
Did he really?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I think they went to the same.
Well, Lucas Van Ness, you shouldn't be on the Packers if you grew up in this area.
Yeah,
you should have denied getting picked by them.
Correct.
You should know better, sir.
Pulling Eli Manning.
Yeah. Correct. Can't go there. Jay, who do you think of the pass catchers is going to show up and be the biggest impact in this game? Oh my God.
So
this game rocks.
Yeah, the Miami
Ole Miss game is very good.
So I am actually going with Rome. I think Rome's going to do a lot for the team. I think what we've been seeing is we really haven't had that stretch over the top type of guy. Luther, that's not really his game, and I don't think it really is DJ's either. I think those screens and the 5-10 yard routes are kind of more their wheelhouse, at least for Burton for now. And I think Rome's the kind of guy that can take a 15 to 18 yard in route. And if the protection's there, that's going to open up a lot of things. And I would imagine that at least, I think what I'm predicting is Rome to come down with at least 2 catches of, 20 or more yards in this one as some big explosive plays. And I think that's kind of been missing a little bit in whether it's in routes or sideline routes and in those 50-50 balls like we were talking about. I think Rome gives us the best chance to come down with those. Other than Loveland. Loveland's kind of proven that he can run those seam routes and fill that space.
Yeah.
But I think the dynamic of having 2 guys that can do that, you run a seam and an in or a seam and an out with Loveland and Rome stacked up on the same side. And if the protection's there, that's going to be trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got to like that. I mean, obviously Colson Loveland is amazing speed for a tight end, but you throw Rome Odunze out there and you throw the speed factor in there as well. And I think that, he's probably your most likely guy to break a big play on like a slant or something like that. So that would be cool as well. And I agree with you guys. I think Colson Loveland's going to probably he's probably going to have the most targets in this game. I think Rome will probably have an impact as well. I do think Luther Burden, maybe not necessarily like the most targets or the most yards, but I definitely see a play where it's like a key third and like 8, and he catches like either a bubble screen or a slant and makes like 2 or 3 guys miss and picks up a first down. It seems like he does that every single game. And I think that's why I love him so much as a player, because he's the guy who he gets the ball and the first guy's not going to get him. And that's the kind of guy you need on your team.
Yeah.
So I definitely see a key third down going to Luther Burden and him making a couple guys miss and picking up a key first down. So yeah, that's what, I do think Colson will probably have the most targets in this game though.
So I know Jay, I just want to ask you, like, Rome is coming back, but do we really think he's going to be that involved coming off of an injury, not playing the final, what was that, 6 games of the season? I mean, I'm sure he was getting ready and there wasn't a need for him to really be at 100% or get out there, but we saw what looked like a not decreased role, but decreased involvement at the last kind of like 3 games that he was in, but always has an impact in blocking, in his motions, all of those things. But you're confident that he's gonna have an expanded role into, coming off that injury and not playing a bunch?
Well, that's a great question, Drew. And I think if you look at the Vegas odds, I think his over-under's at 36.5. So it's not a lot of yards there. I suppose my point is twofold. I do think he's going to put up 50 plus yards. I do. I think that there's going to be the opportunity for that. And again, it's because the routes that he's going to be running, I think, are going to be deeper routes. And I think he comes down with a couple of those balls. Regardless if he's actually catching the ball or being targeted, though, it will impact the game if you can have another option that you have to defend and take safety coverage over the top of. To your guys' point, I mean, maybe that's what allows even more for Loveland to kind of show up on the stat sheet. Again, I'm thinking those, quick hitting 10-yard seam routes where a safety's, automatically breaking to cover an outside route that Rome's running. Whether it shows up in yards, whether it shows up in pass blocking, whether it shows up in just another body that you have to defend, I really do think that Rome's presence on the field is going to be quite impactful for this game, assuming that he truly is healthy, right? I mean, because you don't know what you don't know, and we got to take the Bears' word for it that he's going to be healthy. I mean, That's the biggest question mark, and that's a valid one, Drew, is how healthy is the guy going to be? How many snaps is he going to get? I think he'll be impactful when he's out on the field, though.
Yeah. I think that's a good point. I also noticed that nobody mentioned DJ Moore, and I think that's because – and I think that – honestly, I think that's because again, DJ Moore has made probably the most iconic play of the season to this point, the touchdown in the Packers game at Soldier Field earlier in the season. But outside of that and the Browns game, he's been kind of a non-factor this season.
Yeah.
And this is a season where, Rome Odunze took over his spot as the wide receiver 1 early, got hurt, and we had a void at the wide receiver 1 position. like the person who leads the team in targets and yards and everything, and he didn't step up and take it. It kind of got done by, a committee of people, really, not including him. So I don't know. Like it's hard to look at DJ Moore and the season he had this year and assume that he's going to be a dominant player in this game. It's almost to the point where, like, I think I'd rather see Luther Burden and Roma Dunze out there as your starting X and Y and throw DJ in the slot when he gets in there as your third receiver. I don't know if that's how I truly feel, but that's kind of how I feel right now. Cause I did, after we talked on Monday night, I watched that play again, the deep shot to DJ last week against the Lions. And yeah, I didn't realize it in real time, but he did just like stop running, and it just that kind of effort. I don't know. It's you got to go up there and you got to fight for your guy. So I don't love that. Also, I don't really know everything, so maybe there's something more to it. I don't know, but it doesn't look great. Is what it is. And this isn't the first time DJ Moore's had an issue with like his sideline demeanor or his like body language or whatever you want to call it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just down on DJ because he's had a down year, but I think I don't know. That's how I think that I do think that Luther Burden and Roma Dunze, if both fully healthy, give you the best chance on the outside.
I think that's very valid.
Yeah. This does feel like, to me, when we've seen sometimes you undervalue DJ and think he's not going to show up because his plays might not be schemed for him. It does seem like he gets involved somehow. Yeah, it has either a big game or makes some big plays here or there, and I'm all fine for that. He's just at this point he's not the chess piece. He's a chess piece out there, and that helps Caleb in any way to find more open wide receivers. And you still got a scheme for him because he still is a good wide receiver. So. Yeah, I just don't see anymore it being wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
This game's nuts.
I don't see it anymore, DJ being the only option like we've seen in the past couple of years. So, yeah.
No, it's definitely something interesting to watch. And obviously, I will not be upset if DJ Moore has a monster game. I would love to see DJ Moore have a monster game. It's hard to trust him right now at this point. If you look at his game-by-game stats, they have been very disappointing most of the time this season. Yeah. So
his Vegas numbers are 2.5 receptions, the over paying plus money at 110, and total yards is even money at 25.5.
Oh boy.
Wow.
That's DJ's line. So
that's crazy.
I think a lot of people share that same sentiment that we're kind of talking about, and it's rightfully so.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the cool thing about this season is, again, like I can't, like, I feel like this gets kind of lost a lot. The Bears have 5 legitimate pass catching options, and then you throw like DeAndre Swift, who's really good in space with the ball in his hands as well. Go as far back as last year, 2 years ago, like that was not the case. Do you remember a couple years ago the Bears were trotting out like Equinemius St. Brown and who the hell was that other?
Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney was out there.
Wide receiver 1.
Yeah, wide receiver 1. Like it's just nice to see that there's options. So it's just if DJ Moore surprises has a monster game, like can you imagine saying that 3 years ago? Like that's crazy. So
no.
Yeah. So all that to say, the offense is not something I'm super concerned about right now. The offense, I feel pretty confident they're going to find theirs. Whether I just want to see them get off to a fast start, but I do think regardless, they're going to find theirs. But switching gears now, the thing that probably is giving me the most dread for this game and is why I'm not super confident is the fact that our defense will be playing half this game. And the last 2 weeks, they've been awful. Like in no other words, they've been absolutely terrible. Is there, I don't know. Do you guys have any faith that this defense can step up in this game and get a couple of stops? Because honestly, like I'm hopeful. I'm not expecting it. I don't know. Drew, what do you think? Where are you at on this Bears defense?
Yeah. I think we're getting healthy. I think that there's a way that we stay in this game, and it's mostly with our offense and our defense taking the ball maybe away once or twice just to flip the scoring script. But I'm not confident that we are holding the Packers under 3 scores like we did with Malik Willis at the helm. There are a lot of assets, and I mean the Packers are relatively healthy-ish on the offensive side of the ball, other than maybe their lines. And I just don't see our secondary keeping up with the wide receivers with the lack of pass rush that our defensive line keeps giving. And that's where it starts. I mean, Nick, I loved your response to, are we ever going to get a pass rush? And you said, don't think about it. Don't even ask for it. Don't even look at it. Don't touch it. We're not going to get it. So I know I touched on a lot of things there, but like there are also a lot of negatives towards what has happened so far in the run game against the Bears in Green Bay. Jordan Love doesn't concern me. It's just the fact that he can get the ball off like any quarterback if you're not going to have a pass rush. Oh man, I think it's just one of those things that I would like to see the San Francisco game done all over again like this, but we just are ending on the right side of the coin with that. 1-score game, high scoring, back and forth, but Bears win because I don't think the defense is going to be able to contain this offense.
Yeah. Jay, where are you at on this defense this week?
I mean, one thing to just give a little bit of optimism to us Bears fans is, and I don't want to get too far ahead, go through the injury report or anything, but Kyler Gordon's expected to be back. And that's going to be pretty big for this Bears defense, specifically in the secondary, right? And us getting torched consistently. I mean, Nick, you threw out the stat earlier this season. The Bears just, I don't know what the exact number is, but with Kyler Gordon on the field, the Bears winning percentage is dramatically better. And there's a reason for that. He's a very good, if not elite, defensive back. So I think that bodes well for, extra skill and talent in the secondary. CJ Gardner-Johnson's questionable with concussion. And you know what? If he can't play, is he out?
He's out.
Yeah, he's out.
He's not playing.
I love what CJ brought to the team and is bringing to this team, but I don't think that that's an end of the world situation, to be quite honest with you. I think if Jalen and Kyler are lining up there, that gives the Bears the best chance to be impactful and try to slow down. Maybe it's just getting a couple more third down stops on 3rd and 6 when those crossing routes or out routes that are typically and can be wide open have a little bit of a tighter window and require a more accurate pass from Jordan Love, who's not always that accurate. So I'm not saying that that's going to be I'm not saying the Bears defense is going to do great. We know that's not going to be the case, but in the playoffs, especially in any game, a 3rd and 6 can be really a 3rd and 8. Those are things that we're very much used to seeing, especially in the last couple of weeks. Our opponents convert on. And I do believe that with Kyler Gordon being back, we'll have a better chance to be able to stop that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Sorry. I'm glad you brought up Kyler Gordon because that is exciting to see him probably back this week. Just got to hope he gets through the pregame warm-up. Maybe just just let him not warm up. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the one thing that gives me a little bit of optimism about the Bears defense is not anything about the Bears defense, but it's the fact that the weather is going to be miserable out there. It's going to be cold. It's going to be sleety. It's like sleet, mix of rain and snow. That kind of weather lends itself to the running game. While the Bears defense is not great against the run, it's better than seeing Christian Watson running through the secondary wide open. So whether the rain and snow affects the game calling like the game, the play calling that much. I don't know, but if it, if the weather's as bad as they're saying it might be, and it's not that it's gonna be terrible, but it's gonna be unpleasant. That could affect the the play calling, which could affect the run to pass ratio, which could benefit the Bears. So
Yeah.
that's something to keep an eye out for as well. And when it's raining and snowing and stuff, that's when turnovers happen. And the Bears defense is very good at causing turnovers. So there's a couple things right there. So just gonna need the old bear weather one more time this year.
I'd love to see just a Josh Jacobs, punch out fumble on their first possession. That wouldn't that be great?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, it would.
A muffed punt, something that's just like, oh, okay, hey, here we go. We're going to need 2 turnovers, guys. If we don't get 2 turnovers, this thing won't be long game. You know what I mean?
The other thing I wanted to optimistic. I know I was very unoptimistic in my first talking, but Jordan Love, we're out of Toyotathon 1.
Yeah, Toyotathon's over. That's right.
Toyotathon is over. 2, he's 1-2 in his playoff career, and he is an even 5 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So it's not anything that looks like Toyotathon. Watson and Dobbs kind of burned us earlier in the year, but I think that's going to lend towards a Josh Jacobs or more Josh Jacobs involved game. Emmanuel Wilson was kind of cutting us up in that second game a little bit, but that was because Malik Willis was involved. I do see a way that Dennis Allen gets his defense psyched up towards stopping the run with the weather, and let Jordan Love beat you. Let him beat you. I know he has the ability to beat a team. I don't think he has the ability to beat a team in the playoffs and be somebody that's going to absolutely stand out. So, I'm fine with that. Dennis Allen stacked towards the run. If Matt LaFleur comes up with a genius play calling to have all of his wide receivers catch in 30-degree wintry mix, sure. If Romeo Dobbs' helmet can catch a ball, I guess it will. That's where it's going to have to go.
Yeah. And I will say we've made a lot of Malik Willis, Jordan Love jokes over the weeks, and I kind of stand by some of it. I do think that Malik Willis does give the Packers an additional element in their run game that it will be not there in this game. Jordan Love's not going to keep a QB option. He's not going to run for 15 yards on you. You can really just key on that running back. If Jordan Love keeps it 2 or 3 times and gets some yards, you can live with that. But with Malik Willis, that's a genuine concern every time. You got to play both as a 50-50 option. Jordan Love's not going to keep it more than once or twice in the game. Yeah. So that really, your defense can really key on the running back in the running game. And again, our defense has not been great against the run, so it's not going to necessarily guarantee that they'll be excellent against the run, but it does give you there's less things to deal with. So that's good.
Yeah.
One other fun stat that Drew put in here that I'm really excited to hear, that I'm excited to read about, is that, inevitably the Packers are going to get in the red zone. We know this is going to happen. The Packers are only 4 for 9 in the red zone this year against the Bears. And that's not touchdowns, that's scoring. 4 for 9 scoring in the red zone. 3 field goals, 1 touchdown. That means 5 red zone possessions, no points. And 4 of their scoring possessions in the red zone. 3 of their red zone scoring possessions are just field goals. So the Packers are really good in the open field when there's a lot of space, but when it gets congested in the red zone, it's not as easy. So I do think that the Bears can play some of that bend but don't break. I don't think the Packers are as good as the 49ers when it comes to just putting points up all the time. That's why, the Bears defense gave up so many points to the 49ers, because they are just really, really good. And I think that they're clearly a step above the Packers. So I do think there's a world where the bend but don't break strategy or play style continues in this game.
Yeah, and I didn't even think about when you mentioned the weather and everything like that, that with the 30 plus, 40 plus yard touchdowns that the Packers have had this year against the Bears, less higher percentages in the weather that you're experiencing, just because a lot more has to go right.
Yeah, I agree. I just, I would definitely like to not see wide receivers running wide open down the middle of the field, because that makes the chances go up a little bit.
Correct.
So
like last week, 6 yard or 6 yard slants, like those aren't fun.
I don't know. I know we're talking about stopping the run. This is probably a dumb thing to say, but part of my brain is kind of like, hey, let's just sit in the dime, play a zone. We're not going to get a pass rush anyway. Don't worry about blitzing. Just make him pick you apart in the zone. That's kind of like play like a cover 3 and just make him do it that way. I don't know. I mean, you obviously open yourself up to the run when you do that, but I just see the Bears blitz and play man coverage on the back end and get burned so many times that I just don't even want to see that as an option in this game.
Yeah, the blitz to man situation has just not worked at all this season. Right. And that's scary. The man defense really hasn't been working at all either. Yeah, a sliver, a 5%, just throw it out there. Maybe this helps. Maybe I'm being too optimistic here, but at least, and kind of what you were saying earlier, Nick, is if you are in man, you don't have the run option that from the quarterback, like Malik Willis was burning us up with. Because you go man, you turn your back, and then the quarterback has 20 yards of space, and they're going to get 10 every time, right? Yeah. So it's probably too optimistic of a thought, because
I think that's fair.
Because inevitably we're going to see some man. I know it. I just know it. I hope not. I hope it's minimalized. I don't want to see it, but I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, you're probably right, because I do think they're going to try and manufacture pressure. But another point I want to make is that, it's been a while since we've seen Kyler Gordon on the field, but not only is he pretty good in coverage, he's actually our best blitzing defensive back as well. Mm-hmm. So when he's out there, he's really good at timing the snap. He's really good at, hiding it. So maybe we can get some pressure from a blitzing Kyler Gordon out of the nickel spot. I don't know. I mean, that's definitely not where you want to generate most of your pressure from, but if that's what it takes, then that's cool. I think some kind of like blitz zone like scheme, I think, is probably going to be best. Like these blitz man, I mean, they get no pressure, 2 seconds, balls released, touchdown. Like that's just like the process, and I don't like that. So I'd like there to be at least someone to tackle them on the back end.
Right. And if the blitzes are coming between the tackles, you might as well just lay down and sunbathe.
Say good night.
Right. Say good night, Popo.
Good night, Popo.
Yeah. Oh man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. What's the Ian Booker? Could he have like a monster game this week?
No.
Make himself a legend?
That'd be great, but
Austin Booker?
No.
What did I say? Did I say Ian?
Oh, Ian Boise State. He was at the Boise State
Ian
legend.
Book, the good old Notre Dame quarterback.
Oh, that's who it is. Yeah,
that was Ian Book. Yeah, but yeah. Lake Forest guy, by the way.
There you go. It all comes back to Lake Forest.
It all comes back to Lake County.
Yeah.
But actually, that might not have been him. No, it was Tommy Reese. Just kidding. I don't know where Ian Book's from. Just kidding. Anyway, will he have a monster game? I don't think so. Probably not. Montez Sweat, he's flashed a little bit this season. Could he have an impact in this game? Definitely could. I don't know. A name I'm interested in.
I wouldn't bet on it.
I don't know.
Joe Tryon, our big Tryanka, that guy who we picked up from Cleveland Browns, he's out.
Damn.
Haven't seen his name called yet this season.
He was on a punt coverage team once, I think, and he had a tackle, so that was nice.
Awesome.
Montez Sweat's sack line is 0.25 sacks at plus 111.
Hey, that's
Pair that with DJ Moore, 25 and a half rushing receiving yards.
The numbers aren't looking the odds makers are not predicting a lot of yardage for the Bears, nor a lot of defensive stops.
The fact that you could get a half a sack and then numbers at 0.25 is just so fucking low, and
no, it's plus money.
That's nuts. I don't like that. But, It is that way for a reason. One person who I think could actually make a bit of not a big difference because he hasn't really he hasn't had sustained success this year, but I could see Gervon Dexter having a big sack or two in this game and kind of, but I don't know. Maybe that's just overly optimistic. I have just been shitty on the Bears defense for 15 minutes, so I don't know. Somebody make a play and be a legend this game. That's all it is. It's like, you make a play in this game, they're putting a statue of you in front of the new stadium in 10 years when we move to Dubai or wherever the fuck we go.
The Chicago Bears barge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. The floating.
Let Nation round his perfect season out.
There you go.
Even more.
Have
a
pick
great
6.
play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm now getting visions of a really sloppy out route ran in terrible conditions. Christian Watson falls down. Nation
he gets injured, obviously.
Yeah. And I'm just seeing the pick 6. Let's get it done.
Yeah. Calling the Christian Watson getting the stretcher out, but then comes back in the third quarter for some miraculous reason.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see it. I could absolutely see it. Yeah. Why not? Kevin Byard, he might make a couple plays. He's been big play guy this season, so I can see a world where he makes some plays. Holy shit.
Secondary is going to need to step up.
Yeah. Secondary is going to have to step up big time because you have to cover for 5 seconds, which is something you should never have to ask a secondary to do in the NFL. That's an absurd amount of time, but that's what you're going to need.
Yep.
That's what you're going to need.
Damn, Miami, dude.
Miami.
Well, I need 3 more Trinidad Chambliss passing yards, and please, God, just complete one pass. That's it, please.
Yeah, I think that should happen. They're going to be playing the ultimate prevent defense, so you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
And they have a timeout too, so yeah, you're good.
I got to say this: Miami people being pissed about Miami getting into the playoffs and now going into the national championship game is pretty funny. I got to say.
I know that you said people. I think there's a very specific amount of
specific
section of people we're talking about. Yeah. Sorry, Aaron, but yeah, Notre Dame fans, chill out.
Yep.
They beat you. It happens. Win the damn game, and then you get in.
Win the game.
No joke. If Notre Dame wins that game, they're probably in the same situation right now.
True.
If they would have won against Miami or
that's
Texas.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or Texas A&M. Yeah.
The A&M holding call, man.
Yeah.
Cost me a lot of dollars. I was not happy with that. Maybe the Notre Dame fans were right, all along.
And sorry for throwing that at you, Notre Dame fans, for no reason apparently. Complete out of nowhere.
From the top rope.
Yeah. Just minding their own business on their commute, trying to listen to this.
That was a month ago. I was over that.
Yeah.
Fuck are these barely qualified assholes?
Notre Dame, Miami. That game happened in fucking August, dude. Anyway, yeah. So I think we're all kind of on the same page. The way we were talking about how like the Bears Packers game as a whole is kind of it's a toss up right now, and that's different for us. It's kind of the way we used to be, like where we're needlessly like no reason to be so optimistic. That's how we've been in the past. But that's kind of how I feel about the defense. I have no reason to be optimistic the Bears defense can show up and have a good game, but I am kind of, I don't know.
Who knows, man? This NFL season's been all over the place. Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
To the script writers, etc., we're due. Give us something,
Please. Yeah.
It's a big market. Let us have some fun. Yeah. Your profits will go through the fucking roof.
Who do you want to see in the next round on TV? The fucking Green Bay Packers, a little tiny town where the stadium is the biggest thing in the town, or like a big market?
Yep. It's going to boost economy. It grows the economy.
Right.
But it does. I mean, you
go.
The Bears are in. You got the 3 yards.
Drew just got it.
Attaboy. Locks. Dr. Locks.
He just knew that dude just did rock the baby. You're down.
Oh no.
No.
No. Down, brother. Yeah.
When you're down and the clock is an issue and you're not going to
rock the
hate
baby.
to see
dude.
that. Hate to see that. Anyway, yeah. So who knows? Who knows? I guess is what I'm going to say about the Bears defense, but I think we got to know. But who knows? All right. Intangible, weird, anything like we got head coaching matchup, Ben Johnson against Matt LaFleur. Anything?
I'll be very interested in the handshake post game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
Yeah, it will be something. And I put it down there, but like, here's where just live up to your, obviously you didn't beat them twice this year, but you can right now. In your comment coming into the Bears, I loved beating the Packers twice a year. Go ahead and do it. Stand
There
on
you
your
go.
word. Beat them.
Yeah. Wow. Let's fucking do it. Great point.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. And then, I mean, other things, the intangibles, keep the penalties down in the two matchups so far this season. Pretty close to even. Actually, the Packers have 10 penalties for 95 yards, Bears 14 for 120. So, I think especially on defense, you definitely can't be giving up free yards. So let's, try and keep it clean out there with the penalties. And all, not especially on defense, everywhere. Just don't have any penalties. We can't afford it right now.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, I mean, we've kind of weaved in and out of this throughout the show, but the injury report, CJ Gardner-Johnson is not playing this game. Nobody else really of note. Drew mentioned Joe Tryon-Shoyinka is not going to play this week, which is a big blow. Yeah, can't have that.
Blow.
Kyler Gordon, he opened his practice window from IR, so he is eligible to play, and he was a full participant in practice today. Officially listed as questionable, but he all signs kind of point to him playing. So that's, I mean, especially with CJ Gardner-Johnson being out, you got to imagine that he's going to give it a go in a playoff game. So he'll probably be back, would be what I'm guessing. And then outside of that, a couple guys had some things flare up throughout the week, but they were all full participants today with no injury tag designation on them going to the game. So should be relatively healthy for the Chicago Bears. And then Packers, Matthew Golden has an Achilles injury, but he practiced all week. He should be fine. Lucas Van Ness, our guy, foot injury, full participation. Dontavian Wicks, limited. Nobody really, none of the real big difference makers on the team were really listed on here a ton. Malik Willis, quarterback, he's not going. He's limited this week as well. They're starting quarterback, so.
I'd be very curious to see, like, if something did happen to Jordan Love, who's their emergency quarterback?
It's funny you asked that, Drew, because I just saw that the Packers signed
Clayton Tune.
No, I don't think so.
Clayton Tune was
Clayton Tune was the Packers.
Yeah,
but I saw the Packers signed Desmond Ritter.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Oh,
He was on the
think-
Packers before, correct? Maybe
was
not.
he?
Maybe not.
Oh, the Packers cut Clayton Tune, by the way. They signed
they cut it out.
He went in there, started one game, got cut.
Right. Thanks.
So anyway, yeah, Desmond Ritter will be the emergency. I don't even know if he's going to dress. I don't know how that works, but yeah. God, I'd love to see Desmond Ritter in this game. That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That would be awesome. So,
Well, we'll put Austin Booker on his ass again and to just take
what?
Jordan Love's head off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the,
Right.
Packers fans weren't too thrilled about the last matchup when
Yeah.
Booker speared him into the ground.
Mhm.
I will say I did see an interview with I don't know if it was Josh Jacobs or somebody on the Packers offense talking about that play specifically and how they remember it and how they're going to keep it in mind this week. And I was like, I don't know. It wasn't that. I didn't think it was that egregious of a play.
It wasn't that bad.
I mean, it was a guy. I mean, whatever. I mean, it was a penalty and it should have been called and it was, but I don't think it was a dirty play by any means. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Guys, I cannot wait for this game on Saturday night.
Yeah.
I I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow or Saturday during the day. Like, I'm just going to be waiting for this game. I don't know.
Same.
We'll see.
Yeah. It's all we can do.
We'll
Wait.
see. All right. Well, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Bears, Packers?
Quick hit. Uni watch really quick. Very predictable. It's navy jerseys, white pants for the Bears. Obviously with the classic helmets. No one's going outside of the traditional unis really around the NFL for this week. And the Packers are staying the course as well. Golden domes, white jerseys, yellow pants. And that's how it should be. Right. I mean, that is how it should be. Every once in a while during the regular season, you'd see the Bears kind of roll out their throwbacks of some sort. The oldest teams in the NFL, you just got to keep it traditional here. It's playoff time. I was nervous a little bit around the league too, that sometimes people would just come out with a weird wild card jersey. Everyone's kind of staying the course to their normal jerseys, home, darks, aways, whites, and rock and roll.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you brought that up because I did want to bring this up, and it's not Bears related. But the 49ers wore those weird all black helmets and jerseys on Sunday night Saturday night. Saturday night. Whenever they played the Seahawks last week, they rolled out those weird all black helmets and black jerseys, and I was not a huge fan of them. When you're the 49ers, you got to wear the classics in a big game, national televised, basically a playoff game. You got to watch those. Got to wear the classics. So yeah, I am not a fan. I mean, sometimes there's some cool throwback uniforms and some stuff, but like, let's put those in like week 5, week 6, week 7. Let's keep the traditional stuff in the last few weeks in the playoffs.
I'd say my one exception to that would be if the Bucks were in the playoffs and came out with the creamsicles, that would be cool as shit. Yeah. I would be down.
Actually, you say that, and if the Broncos came out and they're like orange and blue helmets, that'd be pretty sick too. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and if Seattle came out with that,
like the good one, yeah. And then the list goes on.
Hang on, we got about 15 all teams can. No,
I mean, if the Titans made the playoffs and they came out in the Oilers uniforms, that'd be pretty sick too.
Fucking cool.
I guess the moral is if you're a classic franchise that hasn't really deviated your look a ton over the years, stick with that. Don't try something new. If you're gonna do a popular old throwback that is superior to your current uniform, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
there you go.
The trendy stupid shit is got to go, or the ultra throwbacks got to go. Let's not do those. And I'm glad, Nick, you brought up the black 49ers jerseys, because I was texting with Paul during that game. I was like, man, I want to like these unis, but I fucking hate them.
Yeah,
I really pissed me off. And they could be cool. Like, they could have been cool. And I think they would have been cool if it wasn't the 49ers. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you just can't. It's too traditional. Like, that's what makes them pop.
The 49ers have worn a cool alternate in the past where it's like an all black jersey with just like solid red numbers. And I think that's pretty cool with like the classic like gold or bronze helmet, whatever you want to call it. And I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, the black helmet just didn't do it for me. I don't know.
Agreed.
But anyway, all right. We got some playoff odds. Drew, you want to talk through these Super Bowl odds real quick? Because I am very confused by them.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna talk a little. Get into a little bit of the full playoff picture. Obviously, we're gonna do the 3-man weave at the end and pick the wild card games, but go back really quickly and talk about our 2 early playoff predictions, which we all gotta say all horribly did. It is what it is. We're predicting at the beginning of the season. 2 out of 3 of us did not. We picked a Super Bowl winner that has already been eliminated, so can't win that. Nick, you're the only person. You've got the Bills in there. A lot of red on each one of our on our predictions of the playoffs, but that's why we do it. We have fun with it. Nick, you and I did have the Bears going to the playoffs. Jay, you did not. So consider that a win in our book. More than that, with the Super Bowl odds that are currently out there, I don't want to really go through who you're picking or anything like that. It's just kind of a curious thing. The Bears and the Packers, both 25-1 to win the Super Bowl. The odds-on favorite right now is the Seahawks. It's no surprise that you've got Seahawks, Rams. 49ers surprised me a little bit because they are a solid team, even though they got handled against the Seahawks.
Yeah.
But going to you guys right now, obviously we're Bears fans. I want you to be realistic about the next couple of weeks. Who are you really liking in the odds picture that you're getting? If you could take somebody right now, who are you taking? Nick?
Well, I mean, obviously Bears is up there because of fandom and stuff. But if we're looking objectively, I do think the Bears are a year away from probably winning the Super Bowl this season. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. That'd be awesome. But in terms of the teams outside the Bears, the Bills at 10-1, I kind of love that. That's kind of my first thought right there. And Drew, I want to say the one thing that I thought, the reason why I was confused by this chart when you posted it is because I saw the Panthers were 150-1, like 150-1 at the beginning of the season to win the Super Bowl, and now they've made the playoffs and they're 200-1. So somehow they've gone down from 150-1 now that they're in the playoff. I mean, I know they have no chance, but it's just it's wild. It's wild.
No.
That is insane.
The shift. So you're reading it. Oh yeah, no,
yeah,
that's
right.
what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying.
Right.
You're reading the shift, and you were thinking,
no. They had better odds at the beginning of the season than they do right now, which is crazy because they're one of 14 teams that are in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and even before the season, nobody thought they were going to win the Super Bowl. Like the Steelers, it kind of makes sense because they had some hype about them at the beginning of the year. Their odds are also less, but the Panthers, that's wild that their odds went down now that they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're starting off at 150, it's like that's basically it's like all right, some idiot's going to take 150 because they're a Panthers fan, and not shifting down to 200 is insane.
That person took them at 150. It's like, well, at least if they make the playoffs, I can cash out.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope. You're at -5 cents right now. I mean, crazy. Looking at that, crazy. You got 60-1 in the two top four odds right now. Of Seahawks were 60-1 at the start of the season. Mm-hmm. Patriots are 61. I like the Patriots odds. I think the AFC is a lot weaker. Yeah. In my opinion, I'm sorry. Patriots just have to beat the Chargers, and whoever wins out of, what would that be? The Steelers, Jaguars, maybe? Well, it gets reseeded.
Yeah, it gets reseeded.
So, it does get reseeded. So it depends. I mean, well, if they – sorry, I have the whole thing right here. So they would play they would play the probably they would play if the Jaguars – if the Jaguars win, they would play the Jaguars. But if the Bills beat the Jaguars, then it kind of gets all thrown off because the Bills are technically the 6th seed and who knows. So –
even so, I like the Patriots for what they've done this season, for the solid team they are. Going through Foxborough is a thing, especially in the winter time. Jay, what do you like the percentages here?
Yeah, I mean, I like the Texans. I think for the reasons you guys cited as well.
Yeah,
I think
Texans.
the AFC is a little bit weak, and the best defense in the league. I mean, it's them and the Broncos, I'd say. But I like the Texans for an outside chance. I would have liked to see them a little longer than 12-1. To be honest with you, that's why I think if I had a gun to my head and someone said, hey, pick a team, I would take the longer odds with the 49ers. I think that just anyone from the NFC can kind of come out of there. I think it's wide open, truly wide open. And at 30-1, that's speaking my language. So those are the two ones. I do have a future on the Texans from about a month and a half ago at 12-1. So they've stayed the same. So I've already kind of had that one covered. While we were doing this segment, I just put a buck or two on the 49ers for a flyer at 30-1.
Yeah. Why not?
Seems way too long. I would have expected them to be more in the 20-1 range. So there's juice there, I think.
Well, let's hope for a Niners Texans Super Bowl for Jay. That'd be a nice thing for you.
That would be cool. That would be cool because then I would just be betting props in the Gatorade colors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah. I was going to make a comment that I think that the Texans odds are better because I thought they had the second biggest spread of the weekend games this week, but they actually don't. The Eagles
do, yeah. It's
have
the
the second
Eagles.
biggest spread, which is, I think we're going to talk about that a little bit.
I was going to say, that's going to light up some dogs talk.
Yeah. Anyway, Drew, what do you like here on this list? What do you like on these?
I mean, I like the Patriots plus 900. I think the Broncos have been shaky in the AFC, so if anything has to travel through Foxborough in the championship, the AFC championship, I think they are looking pretty good. And then I think just the other value that if a team catches fire, I don't mind the Chargers. I mean, I know they're playing the Patriots, but I don't mind the Chargers because if they control the game on the ground, they're sort of banged up on the offensive line, but Justin Herbert's sort of figuring some things out. It's another good defense too. Defense travels. They're the 7 seed, so they can certainly get some things done if they beat the Patriots. Because again, the AFC's weak. I don't think there's a ton of value other than, like Jay was saying, the 49ers. Any team out of the West in the NFC is going to give you a hard game. But I see a lot of value in the AFC teams and the higher seeds there, except for the Steelers. They're going to lose. They're horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, the Steelers are do not touch. Correct. Right. That's just they could be at 200-1, and I'd be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. And has there ever been a 200-1 in the playoffs? Like that seems crazy.
Imagine that.
That seems impossible.
That's what the Jets get preseason, guys.
Yeah,
like,
right.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
And I'll say this: if you're one of those that are like, hey, Panthers 200-1 sounds appetizing, just take them plus 10.5 this week, and just do that.
You know what I mean? Your money there. You don't have to suffer through anything else.
Well, good news is if you take the Panthers 200-1, it won't be in your book very long.
Yeah, that's very true. But like, here's the deal: if the Panthers win this game and you're playing 200-1 because you might be able to cash that ticket, I can't imagine that playing whoever they're going to play. If the favorites win out, then I think they would play the Seahawks. Right, or in Seattle.
Yeah.
Or
if the favorites all win, then they would go to Seattle, correct?
Yeah. So it's like your odds aren't good. I don't even think if they win it goes from 200-1 to 150-1. Like it's not, the value's not there for that.
No.
Even though it's 200-1, which is insane to say.
I don't think they get any juice in the Panthers unless they go on some like NFC championship run or something like that. And even then, maybe not till they win the NFC championship, but they like actually, and then you guys would take them.
They would need every starting quarterback that they play in the playoffs to leave the game in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Or they all get injured in this week.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
The true David versus Goliath. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
They did beat the Rams like 4 weeks ago.
They did. And they're traveling. I mean, the Rams are traveling about as far as you can kind of go, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a long travel, but the talent's just not the talent discrepancy is not there.
Correct.
If I could throw out one more that I like the team, but I don't love the odds for what that's worth. I think
I know exactly. Yep.
Yeah, the Jags are dangerous. And if that 13-1 is like, oh man, so they're onto this too. And 13-1 is just not long enough for me to put money on it. I think if it was closer to 20, then I'd have a conversation about it with my wallet. But I think they're a dangerous and a very alive team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The thing that just I can't get behind is, yes, Trevor Lawrence is playing some really, really good football, great football. I just can't get behind him beating like 3 good teams in a row.
Dude,
just can't. Yeah.
He has the highest winning percentage in NFL history, minimum of 17 games coached.
Yeah. Minimum full season.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I don't think
maybe throw it out there.
Maybe. Actually, Vrabel. Oh no, this isn't his first year. Never mind. Duh.
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
Damn right.
Anyway, well, yeah, I'm glad you put that in there. That was a fun little conversation.
Fun.
But why don't
We're still going to touch on these games later.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna go. I'm trying to segue you into our traditional, barely qualified betting and fantasy corner. Drew, do you want to take the reins?
BCB FC. Let's get it done.
It rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah, exactly. All right. BQ Army. This has always been a brought to you by section for Chuck's Southern Comforts Buffet on Cass, just off of 55 in Darien. Chuck's has got great food and drink specials for every day of the week, and for Bears games especially. We've got a few Bears games left, we're hoping. So get on down there, get some $3 PBRs, $5 Yingling pints, and more on their Sunday specials. We've got a Saturday special this week for our game. You got a wide open layout for bar patrons. It includes slots. It's got seated dinner tables for guests and even private event spaces. It's got everything you need. So get on down to Chuck's. Tell them that the BQ boys sent you. If you get on down there in the next couple of weeks, maybe we will see you for a Bears game. So fantasy pick'em. Nick, Jay, I know Nick's gone. Nick just about wrote this up and said I was going to take it. And then the Dallas Cowboys decided to Dallas Cowboys and not play any of their starters to the full extent. And meaning Dak Prescott scored 0.82 points. George Pickens with 1.4 points. And Chris Olave, I don't even think played the game, and I didn't even notice. So, it turned into an absolute doomsday. I scored a season low for anybody out there, 8.02 points. Jay, who was attempting to just throw out some diapers, actually beat me with a 10.88 points. And Nick took the regular season crown with 46.12 points with Sam Darnold, Charbonnet. Wandale Robinson, I don't know if he played either, but
he even played.
Couldn't tell you.
But Colston was the player of the week for sure. Yeah. We're gonna reset the board, start it all over. We're only gonna do probably the next 2 weeks just because that's the most variety of games that we can pick. As always, we're picking quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and a flex. And Nick, you're going to start this week because obviously you won. We'll go in order of regular season finish. We'll go Nick, me, Jay. Jay will wrap us back around and we'll fill out our lineups. But Nick, congrats on winning. And tell me who your first pick is.
Yeah, there's one player I had circled above all else. I'm taking Puka Nacua as my wide receiver first overall. I think that they are going to kill the Panthers, and Puka Nacua just is always up for a monster game. So give me Puka Nacua.
That's the pick. That's the one.
Yeah. 1-on-1, there's kind of no way around it. I mean, he's more than likely going to advance since they're playing Carolina. That's the only optimism that I have that he'll be around for maybe next week. I am going to go with a running back, and I hesitate when I'm taking this, but I do think that Philadelphia knows the way that they got there. They have to get him involved. I'm going with Saquon. Yeah. Saquon as my pick. They have to get him involved. He has to get touches. That's the way they won the Super Bowl last year. So get Saquon involved. Get him a couple of touchdowns. We're good.
Two wise choices. I think that those were kind of the 1 and 2 guys. I'm going to wrap it around with some other heavy hitting running backs. I'm going to take CMC off the board. We know that offense just funnels through him. It's playoff time. Luckily, Shanahan knows to get his star player the ball, so I do have that confidence. You never know. Sirianni doesn't know what the hell he's doing back there. But it is playoff time, and good God, the Eagles are good in the playoffs. And I'm going to wrap around with James Cook, Bills against the Jags.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. I think that those are the two highest. I was doing a little bit of research today for my uncle's playoff league, and I think James Cook and Christian McCaffrey have the highest over/under passing or receiving plus rushing yard totals for the week. So that I love those picks. I think those are really good.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and take quarterback here because I think it might be on Nick's list with a pick and a wraparound. I am taking Josh Allen.
Oh,
okay, definitely not then.
He's
Taking
all
Josh Allen against the Jags. They need a big game out of Josh Allen, period, to win, and not the favorite, but got to move on. So Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Josh Allen definitely on the list. I think he does have to have a big game.
You have the stack. You have the possibility for stack. So
shoot, I have painted myself into a corner here. I don't love that. I'm going to take Matt Stafford as my quarterback. And then for my flex, I'm actually going to take Nico Collins. I don't know. I don't really know why. I think someone's going to score points in that game, and I don't really see anybody else doing it. So Nico Collins, step on up.
Yeah. There's not a lot of elite wide receivers when I was going. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
It's a lot of teams with a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And Nico's elite. And I don't know how many points are going to be scored, but I'll tell you what, I think they're going to make a very obvious effort to get Nico the ball. So I like the pick. He was on my list for what it's worth. My blessing.
Yeah. So what I originally wanted to do was pick Trevor Lawrence in that game just because it's the highest scoring game.
Yeah.
But I think Josh Allen for the highest total game. I think Josh Allen just breeds more for points in a high scoring game, no matter what, even if the opposing quarterback wins, whatever. But I do like a wide receiver that Trevor Lawrence has, and I'm going to take Jacoby Myers as my wide receiver. I think that dude is, ever since he came over to Jacksonville, is just warranting a ton of targets, and I'll take that in droves. For sure.
You don't see a lot of. I feel like in the NFL, whenever there's like a trade at the middle of the season, like most of the times it doesn't work out. Like I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of times trades just like don't work out. Jacoby Myers has been a huge difference maker on that team.
Oh yeah,
huge. So I love the pick,
especially since BTJ can't show up.
I know.
Anytime. Yeah,
I know. And Drew, I had Myers on my list as well, so I like that pick. I think he's going to be impactful. What's the deal with Washington on the Jags? He was their leading Parker Washington, because he got crushed at the last week of the season against the Titans.
Yeah.
So that could even bode well. I don't even know if what his injury status is, but if he's limited or out or hurt, they stopped that game for a very long time because he got absolutely destroyed on a route.
He's got props listed, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Cool.
Something to check. Okay.
Good deal. Is it back over to me, guys?
Back over to you.
All right. Awesome. Well, I'm going to take the guy you were just talking about at quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. Going to kind of ride the hot hand. I like the matchup against the Bills, and I also like what Lawrence has been doing. It's weird to say that. It's weird to hear that come out of your mouth because I'm not the biggest Lawrence guy, but he's been getting it done through the air and on the ground. He's got a lot of rushing touchdowns this year as well.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to round it out with Devontae Adams coming back he'll be in Carolina, but for the Rams, he's just a touchdown scoring machine. And in that goal line kind of safety blanket for Stafford, and I think he gets into the end zone. I don't know how many yards he's going to put up. It's more of a touchdown kind of prop.
Yeah, that's been his season.
Yeah.
All right. Last guy in the flex, talked about him already. I want him to score touchdowns. I think he's due for a big day. If it's a slot mess, I'm going Kyle Monungai.
Son of a bitch.
Okay, baby.
Yeah. Kyle Monungai, give me them scores. Give me them yards.
Mundungus among us.
Yeah, that really sucks. That's I put myself in a bad spot for the running
I
back.
had Nico Collins. I'm glad I did it too because I had Nico Collins.
All right, that's
for my
fair.
pick right
That's
before.
fair. I didn't want to have to do this because this is so.
Yeah.
I had three running backs written down. I had Saquon, I had Christian McCaffrey, I had one other running back written down, and I also thought of Kyle Monungai after I put myself in this corner. The other running back I had, I'm going to go all in on the Rams. I'm taking Kyron Williams.
There you go.
I have 3 Rams. I don't love that, but
I would love it. I'm not. I would love it.
Is it not the highest scoring offense in football?
is it not? I don't know. Is
I
it?
think it was.
Is this not the XFL? Is this not the XFL? It is.
Do I have a pulse?
Do I? I do.
Do I or do I not have a pulse? I do. Awesome. All right. Cool.
That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
All right, Jay.
Those are some stacked squads, guys. I love it.
Yeah.
It's good to get the
Okay.
old refresh.
This is a tough one. We're going to go over to the Dogs Are Hungry section. There's only 6 games to choose from, guys, and we're off and running. So we finished over 500 as a squad in the year in Dogs Are Hungry, which is nice. I finished at 12-5, Nick 8-10, Drew 8-9-1. So collectively we were over the line. We were north of the equator, if you will, which will work. We didn't get as many parlay hits as I think we would have liked, but this is time to double down on the playoffs and make it all right. So on this playoff week, we're going to go Drew, Nick, me. And Drew, why don't you lead us off? Who's the dog? Who you like?
Easy for me. I like the 49ers 5.5. I know they got to travel. I know it's Philadelphia. I know it's the reigning Super champions. I said it before and I'll say it again. I like the NFC West a lot. I know that's picking against my second team, the Philadelphia Drews.
Drew.
The Philly Drews. But I just don't think they have it this year, and I think it shows a lot in just their offensive play calling. That could also be a shootout of a game if Philly figures things out, because San Francisco seemingly has 0 defense. But I think 5.5 is a little much for that. What I think is a close matchup. I think neutral site, you're probably at a pick 'em. So I like the 49ers 5.5.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, that was the number 1 pick on the board, I think. So good pick. Jay, I have 2 picks here. And I don't know which one you have, and I don't know if I'm
I bet you we have the same damn 2, if I'm going to be honest with you.
All right. Well, I am going to take. I think you're probably right. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm going to jump on the Chargers plus 3.5 at New England.
Go Chargers, go.
Go Chargers, go.
That's right. Go Chargers, go. I don't know if they're necessarily going to win it, but I do think it's probably a field goal game. That hook is really doing a lot of work for me there, so I really like the 3.5.
Very nice. We did not have the same 2.
Okay.
But I like. Listen, 3.5 in that game. I like. Right. I can see that being close. I am a little bit scared. I am a little bit scared of the offensive line. But like you guys said, that defense is going to show up. It just is. It's a Harbaugh game plan. He's good. I like it. That we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Where are the Patriots a fraud? If they played nobody, we'll see. So I can get behind that. I'm a little disappointed in you guys. Because there's one glaring dog of the week.
This is what I left for you. This is the other one.
Okay, thank you.
This is the one of one.
Yeah.
It's not the Panthers, guys.
Oh.
It's not the Panthers. It's the damn Bears.
Yeah.
Plus 1.5.
Do the damn thing.
Do the damn thing. I'm going to do it. We're going to get 1.5. We're going to go Bears, hometown bias, all that good shit. It's going to be an emotional game. It's going to be a game that requires no money to be put on it because it's the height of our Bears fandom. But fuck it, I'm going to put the bank on it as well, and we'll just double down. So Bears plus 1.5 is going to be my dog of the week.
Here's my reasoning, Jay, is I'm glad you took them, but I think the Bears would be not favorite. They would not be favorited for the remainder of this playoff run. So I'm going to have many other times.
There you go. Okay.
There you go. That's right. Okay.
Chess, not checkers. Yep. I love it.
Yep.
I love it. What's your excuse, Nick?
I scared, fear.
Yeah, no, that's warranted and fair. Warranted and fair. It's really, honestly, mostly just a podcast play, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You just got to put them up there.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Do we got a parlay? Do we got a parlay number?
We do. It's 584 plus 584.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can live with that.
Yeah.
The parlays on DraftKings have been getting stingier. These are games that last year we would have been in the
plus
5.
Six, yep.
Plus
600, plus 620.
Exactly.
Yep.
And they're just nickel and dime and everything, those rat bastards. They've taken enough. I'll tell you one thing's for sure. They've taken enough of my damn money this year. I'm not in the black, folks.
No. Ledger is red.
Ledger is red. Ledger's
dripping.
Red. It's leaking oil. So let's move over to the overs of the week. We didn't do well enough to justify speaking of our records, so we're just truly going to skip that part. And we're going to skip what happened last week too, because it's playoff season, baby, and that's what we care about. So we're going to do reverse order this time. Nick, sorry, I'm going to leave you at second here, but I'm going to go myself, Nick, then Drew for this one. When I was looking through the game overs, the total score overs, I get so scared in the playoffs of high numbers. I always do. And I didn't see any that I really, really, really liked or wanted to do it all. So I kind of stuck in the player prop realm. And this number was high, but I'm going to stick with it because I wanted to talk about it. And it's Kenneth Gainwell over 5.5 receptions. So the 6 reception number. Yeah. He is their leading receiver on that team. And I think the game plan against a really aggressive and just amazing front four of the Texans is going to be to get the ball out really quickly. So I think you're going to see a lot of those, just him in the flats, him over the middle, getting a chip and just floating. And I would have much rather seen this at 4.5 as the number or 5 on the nose to push if it gets to 5. But I think Gainwell is going to have one of those disgusting lines of, 6 or 7 catches for like 23 yards. And so I think that's my over of the week, because I don't see the Steelers doing a lot against this defense, and I don't see an aging Rodgers having a lot of time. So that's the play. That's the reasoning. That's the logic.
That makes sense.
He has 73 receptions.
Yeah.
For a running back. 73 catches.
And he wasn't.
He's not even their primary running back all season.
Exactly. Correct. And he didn't get a lot of run time in the first 3 or 4 games either.
Right. Correct.
Yeah. His last got 8, 3, 5, 7, 6 in his last 5 games.
Yeah.
Receptions. And I'm sure the targets are in close to the double digits for some of those games. So Rodgers leans on him when he gets immediate pressure. So
and I think it's going to be immediate pressure all day.
Yeah, I agree. That's a great pick.
Thanks.
All right. Well, I'm going to stick to the traditional. It's done me so well this year. I figure I may as well stick to No, I'm going to stick to games. And, based on my fantasy pick'em, you might think I'm high on the Rams. I am, but I think the Carolina Panthers are not necessarily going to be competitive in this game, but I think they're going to score a couple touchdowns. So I'm taking the over in the Panthers Rams game, 45.5.
Cool. I was thinking about taking the Panthers team total. It was 16.5, and that's a little too dicey. If it was 14, I might have dabbled, but I like that. And what's nice about that too, Nick, is even if they score 10 points, I mean, the possibility of the Rams scoring 45 is not insignificant.
No, I mean, the Rams, they have a good enough defense. The Panthers are just not a good team. Pick sixes are on the table. Yeah. Kick returns are on the table. Punt returns are on the table. Fumbles are any and all scoring is on the table. And those things can come as late as you want in a blowout game. Defensive players not going to fall down at the 1 yard line if they have a chance to be a pick six. So I think that there's a good chance that there's a defensive score in this game by the Rams. So I think that helps.
Yeah, I like it. If I had a gun to my head for one of these games, that would be the one I would pick.
Great pick. I'm going to the same game. I'm going with a player prop here, and I'm going with what makes the most sense because you picked him 1 of 1 overall, Nick. That made the most sense for fantasy. I'm going Puka Nakua's over receiving yards, and that right now is 91.5. It's a lot of yards. Dude's averaging 107.5.
Yeah, it's showtime, baby. It's showtime.
Yeah. Just rack it up, let him catch it all the time.
I haven't done this, but I'm going to after we wrap up this pod. I swear to God, Puka's had some of the more insane catches I've ever seen in a single season, like just absolutely acrobatic type shit. And if I can find that, I'll send it to you guys too. I'm sure it's out there, but he's just on another level,
Maybe you should just compile that and put it on our Instagram afterwards.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good point. Seems like a lot of work for me, but we'll think about it for sure.
Yeah. Well, parlay is plus 550, and Jay, to kind of echo your point you made last time, your pick is plus money, the Kenneth Gainwell, and we're still at plus 550 on the parlay. So don't know what's happening there, but anyway, that's it.
DraftKings, or what do you use, Nick?
I'm using DraftKings.
Yeah, DraftKings. It's been so stingy.
They parlay. They don't give out real numbers, I feel. But
what I would imagine is the cause of that is because we have the over as well as a large number for Puka in the same game, and they shit all over that. That's why they love those single game same game parlays, because everyone's betting the overs in them anyway.
Yeah,
prorate.
Makes sense.
Bastards, un-American.
Indeed, it's un-American. Yeah. Anyway, I'll get that graphic out tomorrow and follow along. It'll be fun.
Cool.
All
right. Let's pick some games then, boys. Let's get back in. 3-man weave ended the season.
Oh God.
I mean, we were close to everyone over 500.
I just realized I went 1-6 last week.
Yeah.
You and I both did. That hurt. They went 4-3. Nick and I 1-6. End of the season, Jason 50, 47-1. Nick 55, 56-1. Drew 62, 49-1. So
great pick, great season, Drew. I got to say that.
It was the only thing I could do.
I mean, and that was finishing 1-6. We're on fire there.
That hurt.
Yeah, still nice.
All right, let's pick some wild card weekend games here. Pick as long as you want. I mean, I know we're running close to the 2-hour mark, but these make a difference. We want to hear it. So we're going to go, I'll mix it around, kick it around to both of you guys here with this, but Saturday starts off with the marquee matchup. We've got the Los Angeles Rams going to Carolina. Lines at -10.5. Over under. We've already picked it. Nick, I'm going to go to you first. You pick it.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest spread we've had on the 3-man weave all season, and it's the playoffs, which is kind of funny. But Rams. I'm not gonna get cute with it here. Let's go Rams.
Yeah, it's the easy one. It's
you going, Jay?
Same boat.
Yep.
Same boat.
Yeah, we'll all go there. As much as I want to pick Carolina and just be like, yeah, it's fun. It'd be really cool if they did beat them.
Yeah.
You kind of have to force in
fun
some
team,
kind of
but-
Skip Bayless, untruth to try to convince yourself to pick the Panthers, I feel.
Yeah.
If we're tied at the end of like the first quarter, I might throw a couple bucks on the Panthers money line just to kind of see how it goes, but I'm probably not going to do any action on that game beforehand.
I think that's wise.
Other than an
The over.
SGP of everybody's player props, you got to do
That's true.
Course.
I mean,
Of course.
naturally.
All right. Sunday then gets into Buffalo at Jacksonville. I almost picked this as my over, but I also think that both of these teams are going to play a little bit tighter than they're used to.
Yeah.
Thus, the 51.5 kind of scared me away. I do like Buffalo, though. I think they are the more seasoned team. I like that they're staying on the East Coast for an early game. They don't have to travel too extremely far. Yes, they got to go to Florida, but I like Buffalo. I like Josh Allen. I think Duval gets stomped out this week. So, Jay, what do you got?
I'm with you, Drew. I wanted to pick Jacksonville, and to be completely honest, I'm going to put like a unit on Buffalo at -1.5. And that's it. I'm going to keep it kind of limited. I really do think Jacksonville is going to be very much alive, and I would not be surprised in the slightest if they won this game. But there's just something unwise about betting against Josh Allen. It's a hard hurdle to get over, and so it's a Josh Allen bet.
Yeah. Nick, consensus?
Actually, no. I almost took the Jags as my dog. I think the Jags are going to win this game. Josh Allen the problem with the Bills is that the Bills kind of go as Josh Allen goes, and he is one of the best, if not the best quarterbacks in the NFL, but he has a tendency to kind of have those games where he just turns the ball over and makes bad throws and things like that. If he's having one of those days, I don't see a world the Bills win this game. So, then the Jags are rolling. So
Yeah.
The pool in Jacksonville is going to be popping. So I think it's going to be all Jags.
I kind of like the pick, to be honest with you. I kind of do.
Are we sure the game isn't still blacked out in Jacksonville? It's funny. Yeah.
By the way, I did look this up. Cohen does have the highest winning percentage all time of someone who's coached 16 games or more.
Hey,
765 win percentage.
hang the banner.
Yeah. Duval.
Oh boy. All right. Next game on the Sunday slate is San Francisco going to Philadelphia. Nick, gonna kick it right back to you. Who you got here?
Yeah, this is my number one dog, and I think San Francisco wins outright. I think Philadelphia has been such a weird team this season, and I think the 49ers are really good. Like, they looked not great on last Saturday, but the Seahawks are really, really good. I don't think the Eagles are the Seahawks, and I think the 49ers are going to win this game. And as long as that, the last time they played in the playoffs is the game that Brock Purdy got hurt in, so they lost. And they remember the 49ers didn't have a quarterback that NFC Championship game. But I like the Niners in this game. Maybe it's recency bias based on what they did to the Bears, but I don't know. The 49ers, they're a good offense.
Yeah. I agree with you. I did pick them as the dog. However, I'm going to do the sick thing, and I'm going to pick the middle.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick the middle cover. Philadelphia in the playoffs is right now. Recency is just they figure out how to do some things. I think the weather, they're also going to get the weather that we get on Saturday night. So it's going to be a little bit sloppy. Yeah. So some run game with Saquon, Jalen Hurts, all of that. San Francisco is very, very good. I think they cover the spread, but I'm going with Philly. Philly Drew comes out to play, of course.
Philly Drew.
By the way, just really quick, I think the Sunday slate are the best 3 games on the slate. I think Sunday's going to rock.
Yeah.
Sunday's going to rock.
For sure.
Sunday's going to be awesome. Very excellent.
Like Saturday, obviously for Bears fans, it's going to be awesome or very sad, depending on what happens. But yeah,
there's no doubt that the NFL planned that very well. They did. They're good.
Yeah. No, Sunday's going to rock. Monday, I'll watch.
Jay, who got in this game?
I have the 49ers. I like the 49ers. I think some kind of hidden stuff. A lot of times when we're making bets and things, people don't pay attention to the offensive line as much or the defensive line as much. Trent Williams is going to be coming back for this game, and that's just the best left tackle in football. So that's massive. And on the flip side, Lane Johnson was limited again today. So I don't think that bodes well for the Eagles on either of those updates. No one knows exactly. I mean, someone knows, but we don't know to the extent of those injuries. But if Trent can get back on the field, that's a huge, huge leg up for the 49ers. I also think that the 49ers just have a far and away better coach. And so it's kind of a knock on Sirianni. But also, I mean, Shanahan's been here before. Sirianni has too. I mean, they won the Super Bowl. So let's be honest and fair to a certain degree. But I think the game plan is in favor of the 49ers. And so I like the 49ers in this game.
Love it. Makes sense. All right. Night game on Sunday. Chargers going to New England. Jay, I'm kicking it right back to you to take your take.
Yeah, on the money line here, I'm going to go with New England. I think that we're speaking of offensive line woes. I feel like the clock kind of strikes midnight in the playoffs against Vrabel kind of defense. They just don't have bodies on the offensive line. I think the play here is if you're taking the 3.5, I like the 3.5 to a certain degree. And I do think this could be a close one, but I think New England's just going to have the edge, and Drake May is really good. And the offensive line, I think, is just going to be a really big problem. I think Justin Herbert's been sacked so many times. I don't know how his left hand is doing. There's just too many question marks for me to take the Chargers in this one, so I'll take the Pats.
Nick, you in consensus there?
This is a tight one for me. It was my dog. I did pick the Chargers to cover the 3.5. I keep betting against the Patriots because the Patriots just have not played anybody, and they haven't really. I don't know. I think, you know what? Fuck it. I'm rolling with the Chargers in this game. Just because I don't believe in the Patriots. That's really all
that's fair.
If they're unproven. You look at Mike Vrabel; he did a great job with the team. You look at his teams in Tennessee; they typically would get home playoff games, win divisions, and then lose early in the playoffs. They never really had a lot of longevity in their team. Granted, I think Drake May is significantly better than any quarterbacks he ever had in Tennessee. I just think that his defensive scheme doesn't work in the playoffs for whatever reason. So I'm taking the Chargers.
Nick, you said something that resonated with me earlier with the Bears, and I think it resonates with me with this New England team is Bears are about a year away. They might be a year away from like true Super Bowl contention. Yeah. And if they go to it, that's great.
Awesome.
I'm all for it. But I think that's the way that I feel about this New England team too. Yeah. Like they can catch fire and they can win and they can do a lot of things. Drake May can take them to the promised land, and they have two good, decent running backs. However, you run into three playoff teams, and especially a really good defense out the gates. It's down for a letdown spot, and that's why I'm on the Chargers as well with you here. So,
I mean, those are valid points, and plus you got Harbaugh and as your coach too. The man knows how to coach and slow down a game, right? And win playoff football games. So it's not. I'm not anti that at all. I think it'll be a fantastic game.
Yeah.
Harbaugh versus Vrabel is just a caveman rock fight.
Exactly. It's perfect. That's going to be the most the handshake's going to break the time space continuum. They're just going to crush each other. Yeah,
They're just going to be smashing each other with their clubs.
That's right. Yeah.
And then in the reverse action, you've got the Monday night game where you've got Mike Tomlin shaking hands with D'Amico Ryan. Sorry, not going to go there. But we do have this game. I think it's disgusting. I don't like it at all. I hate Pittsburgh. I'm so mad that they got into the playoffs on the way that they did, and just by that fact, I'm picking Houston. Yes, I know Houston is the better team here, better defense, better offense. I know you got to go to Pittsburgh on a Monday night, whatever. I don't give a shit. Houston here for me. And Jay, who you got?
I like Houston here a lot, like a lot. But that being said, and I'm gonna pick Houston. I'm gonna take Houston. But that being said, Pittsburgh just has that ability to just be ugly as hell and just stick around, Yeah. So I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is I'm on Houston. I'm already on Houston -3 on a betting ticket, but I want to say that Houston's going to win this game by 10 points. I just don't see a world where that happens.
I disagree with you there. I think that Houston can win this game by double digits, and I might actually take an alternate line.
There you go. Yeah, fair.
Maybe not double digits, but maybe like 6.5, 7.5.
Sure. The 6.5 line seems reasonable, right?
Yeah. So when I saw this line was 3 compared to the Eagles hosting the 49ers at 5.5, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
and I don't understand what's going on there. So yeah, obviously I'm on Houston. They should win this game pretty easily. That defense is so good, and the Steelers' offense is so bad. It's so bad.
Well, whenever you see a 38.5 over under in a playoff game with a 3 line, they're thinking that it is going to be an absolute dirt bowl. And I think that's where you think, does a 20-16, does a 20 to
Oh, it's 16-13 all day.
Yeah,
there's something you know what I mean.
Like, that's a game that Pittsburgh can win.
This game is going to be 13-6. I can tell you already. I can see it. 13-6, Houston. This game. We're going to be coming down off of an awesome Sunday, and we're going to have this, and it's going to be like, oh yeah, there's football tonight. I guess that'll be fun, and we're going to watch. And it's going to be exactly what
we're going to be watching this while we're doing a show with the Bears win. Not to spoil anything next, but worst game of the weekend. That's what we're going to just dub that. Okay. We'll go in this order, the order that I have down here. Jay Drew Neck. Talk to me. It's the game of the weekend for us here. Our game of the year. I know where we're going, but just give it a little spiel. Jay, where are you going?
Okay, I'll give it a little spiel. So my dogs of the week, the Bears. I really, truly do believe that Caleb Williams, through an established run game, I think that run game is going to do what they had been doing. Not to the same impact against, say, Philadelphia or the Browns, but I really think that they're going to be chunking off 4.5 yards a game. I think that is going to be a line that I kind of want to take a look at. What did the Bears average per rush from their running backs in this game? And I think it's going to be north of 4.5. And I think when you couple that with the fact that I truly do believe that Caleb's going to have a good amount of time, a good, if not great amount of time to get the ball off, I think our offense is going to score north of 27 points. Now, is that enough for our defense to stop them? I do. I think we're going to kind of run into some more of those opportunistic turnovers. I think 1's for sure. 2's nice to have. And so I'm really confident the Bears win a close game, right? A 3-point type of game. And I honestly don't think it's going to come down to like a last-second field goal or anything like that. I think the Bears will have a substantial lead going into the fourth quarter and then kind of cede that lead back. And then it's okay. Oh boy, we're up by 3. We need to get a stop or we need to run the ball out. But that's how I see this game playing out. So give me the Bears.
Yeah. Love that.
I love that too. There's no way we're not. I said when I picked the 49ers, I'm not picking the Bears again. Or I'm not picking the Bears again for the remainder of the season. And I remain in that fact. For me, it's a little bit more of the rah-rah to it of this is if this is where you want to go as the Chicago Bears, you want to have success under Ben Johnson, under this regime, and want to keep climbing up. This is a game you have to win. You absolutely have to win this game. I don't want to put any more pressure on the team, but this starts legend. It starts the feel that this is a team that deserves things, that should be feared, that should be revered in the NFC going forward. And I think Ben Johnson is going to resonate that to his team. Green Bay Packers are beat up. Green Bay Packers are a 9-7-1 team coming off 4 losses. No team that has lost 4 games in a row has won a game in the playoffs, that has made the playoffs, has won a game in the playoffs. You can check that. Look it up. It's happened. Bears are going to absolutely trounce the Packers, put a statement win to end this 3-game series that we've played against them this year, and take them down.
Love it.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And Nick, finally you.
Yeah, I mean, it's in my mind, it's very simple. Jay, you mentioned it. Chunk off 4.5 yards of carry, own the clock, keep the defense off the field, and put the ball in the end zone. You do those things, you're going to win this game. You're going to win this game by more than a possession. The Bears have everything they need to do this. Throw in a couple Caleb Williams throws, throw in a couple maybe trick plays, just throw them off. But I do think your bread and butter in this game is going to be Kyle Monangai, DJ Swift running the ball, 4.5, 5 yards of carry, just chunking the ball down the field. Second and manageable, third and manageable, third down conversions, keep the ball, run the clock. That's it. That's the game plan. That's all you got to do. That's it. Bears win this game. And we're talking about it on Monday, and we're getting ready for the Eagles or whoever we're playing.
And this, guys, this is a night game. The Chicago faithful is going to be blasted off their fucking asses, hammered fucking drunk, making so much goddamn noise. It's going to be insane. It's going to be deafening. It's the game of every Bears life, every Bears fan's life, right? You're going to have some seasoned fucking people with season tickets that, I mean, they've been waiting 30 years for this. They're going to be going insane. So I'm very excited for the energy level. We got Al Michaels in the booth, which this is one thing. Yeah, he loves his steak. I was surprised this game didn't get the Sunday night game. I thought this was the prize jewel of the playoff games on this slate. And I don't know if Prime had the ability to kind of like pick the game, but I think this is a much more entertaining matchup than Chargers Patriots. What did you guys think about that?
I think with a packed slate, they kind of had to throw a bone to the Saturday.
Yeah.
Where the Sunday was so packed of good games. It's like,
true.
Okay, yeah, you got Rams Panthers.
That's a good point, Drew.
We're going to throw Chargers Patriots in there, and then we're going to load up Sunday. Oh, shit. What's Monday got? Oh, no. We've got people that got to tune in.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I don't know. I think they're both going to be good games. But, yeah, this game had Sunday at 3:30 written all over it for me. That's what I thought. That's what I thought was going to happen for sure. So I'm happy to get a primetime game. I'm trying to figure out. One of my favorite things that the Bears have done in the past for playoff games is they've had Jim Cornelison do the national anthem, and then they have like the crowd going nuts like they do at Blackhawks games. And That shit, I love that. It just gets me fired up. I don't know if they're doing that to this weekend or not, but I would love that. I know it's been a while since the Blackhawks have been like relevant, and then that has been a thing. But God, I fucking love when they do that at Soldier Field. It's so cool.
Yeah, it
Get a
is.
flyover right after or something. I don't know.
Hey, out of the 3 games that the Bears and Packers have played, it's been a 3:30 or night game slate. So it's
true.
It's all prime time. That's what you got to see.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for most of the show. I think we're just going to go around the horn real quick for our closing thoughts. And Jay, why don't we start with you? What do you got for closing thoughts this week?
Yeah, so I sold the Phantom of the Opera tickets. They are
all right.
off the docket. We're watching the Bears Packers game. I'm going over to my parents' place. My whole family's going over there. We're having a chili cook-off, a blind taste test chili cook-off, and watching the Bears game together. So I'm very excited for that. And in the process of repurchasing tickets for another day for myself and Margaret to go to the Phantom of the Opera. So I'm very excited for that.
Awesome. Glad it all worked out for you. That would have been a real bummer.
I know.
Yeah, that would have been tough.
Keeping the babysitter, though. Keeping the babysitter, kids staying home, me going out with my parents. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Double
okay.
dip the chip.
Okay. Maybe call an Uber.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Drew, what do you got for closing thoughts this week?
Yeah, I gotta keep it Bears Packers related this week. Nothing outside those barns, those walls, whatever. I don't know how I'm gonna watch this game. Both Bears Packers games with the birth of Nathan have been very interesting, with getting him to bed and my wife wanting to sleep and me watching the game. So this one, I've told her how.
Well,
oh no, we lost Drew.
Oh, there we go.
Hopefully
You're back.
We lost you for a second there, but you're back.
Hopefully, I want to be an involved father and do all the things, but this means more to me right now than some, one bedtime. I can miss one bedtime, but
sure can.
what I'm just asking everybody out there and you gentlemen, let's keep the texting to a minimum, and let's just all be present during this game, because not going to get this experience. It's only happened 3 times since the 40s, so not gonna get that experience very much. And if I can't watch it live, sure as hell I'm gonna wake up at 3:00 for the feed with Nathan and watch it with him and experience another Bears Packers epic with him. So that's all I got to say.
Excellent. Well, we will not be texting you during the game. Well, we'll text you before the game, see if you're watching it live.
Yeah, there we go. Let's do that.
Well, more than likely, Paul will be texting. So,
you're going to get bombarded. Yeah. Just put the old phone on off or something.
Yeah.
Silence those notifications early.
Yeah. Yeah. And then my closing thoughts, I'm going to stay in the same lane. I think it's got to be Bears related on a big playoff game. It's just, make sure, again, one, it's on Prime. So make sure you're set up for Prime. You've been watching Thursday Night Football on Prime all season. Just make sure you're ready for that. And just have a plan. Get to where you're going to go. Game starts at 7. Get there at 6:30. Get comfortable. Get some food in you. Have a chili cook-off like Jay. Whatever you're going to do, just make sure you're there, ready to go when the game starts. Unless you got a kid to put down, like Drew might have to. But besides that, make sure you're where you need to be. This is not a game you want to catch the first couple of drives on the radio or anything like that. Driving somewhere. Get where you need to be, get locked in. This team needs us. And if you're going to the game, have a couple drinks, get loud, get real loud.
Amen.
Hell yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. But so that's going to do it for us here at Barely Qualified. So on behalf of Drew Bailey and Jason Maxwell, I'm Nick Lavris. Thanks for listening. Go Bears. And as always, we'll catch you on the flip side.
Thank you for listening to the Barely Qualified podcast. Like, comment, subscribe for more on a bi-weekly basis.